VideoScribe is software for creating whiteboard explainer animations automatically. You can sign up for a VideoScribe account by going to videoscribe.co. Once you've signed up for an account, you can download VideoScribe for your PC or laptop. You then sign in using your username and password. Once signed in, you'll see a sample scribe plus any other VideoScribes that you may have previously created. Before starting to create your VideoScribe, you can consider your settings. If I click on the cog here, Show User Preferences, I can see that the default backup is for every 3 minutes. This means that any updates or changes to my scribe are automatically saved every 3 minutes. This is a good thing so I don't lose any work, but maybe I'd prefer it to be backed up every 2 minutes just in case my laptop freezes. So I'm going to change that to 2 minutes. The transition time is the time it takes to transition between images, which is set at 1 second, and the pause time is how long it pauses on an image or a piece of text before moving on. I'm happy enough with 1 second and half a second here. The max drawing time means the maximum amount of time it will spend drawing an image or text. I think 9 seconds is a little bit too long for some of the images, so I'd like to reduce it down to 5 seconds. This is just a default time, and I can go in and change any of these individually once I create my own VideoScribe. So I click on the blue tick, and I'm now going to click on Create a New Scribe. When I click on Create New Scribe, this brings me into a blank scribe. There are a few features here to be aware of. In the left-hand side, I have my Save or Export button. This allows me to name and save my scribe when I'm finished. It also allows me to name and save my scribe and come back to it at a later stage to finish it. The Cut button and the Duplicate button works when I have populated my scribe with images and with text. Coming over to the right-hand side, I have the Scribe Music option. This means I can also add music to my scribe from the loyalty-free Scribe library, or I can come down to the left-hand corner here and import music that I may have myself, keeping in mind that whatever music you use, you have permission to use it. I can create a voiceover for my scribe. It's recommended to do this once you have your scribe fully created. You may want to write a script as well before you start speaking over your scribe. You also have some background options. The default background option is blank, but you can select different types of patterns if you want. You can also choose a color for your background, so you can change the color if you would like. I'm going to leave mine at the default white for today. You also have your scribe hand. So the default hand is the hand and the pen that will be used to draw your VideoScribe. And you can see an example of it here. If you want, you can select other options. You can go in and you can select a different pen that your hand might hold. And you can see that we have different options here. You can also choose different types of hands as well. And you can see here that the different hands have different pens as well. I'm going to leave it at the default hand and pen for today. Now I want to actually create my VideoScribe. So to create a VideoScribe, I have 3 options. I can bring in some text that I can bring in an image that you can see down here in the right-hand corner. I can add new text or I can add a new chart. I'm going to start with Add New Image. Just like with the music, VideoScribe has a free image library that I can choose from. I'm going to click on one of the sections called Outline Characters, and I'm going to select one of the images. When this image comes in, I can make it bigger or smaller depending on what I want it to look like. So I'm going to make my image a little bit bigger. I'm then going to add some text over my image. When I click on text, I can manage my fonts, I can align my text, and I can also change the color of my text. I'm going to change the color of my text to purple. I'm then going to type in the name of my video scribe, which is Digital Citizenship, and I'm going to tick. Now, when my text comes in, I see it hasn't come in the place I really wanted it to, so I want to catch it and pull it over. I'd also like to make it a little bit bigger so that it fits better into the box that my character is holding. Once I'm happy with that, I can click outside of the image, and I'm going to move that image up and find some blank space because I want to add in another image. I'm going to go back to add new image, and this time I don't want to add in something from the VideoScribe library. I want to import an image that I've created myself. So I have one saved on my laptop already called 9 Elements because I want to add the 9 elements of digital citizenship. When it has imported my image, it gives me the option of how I'd like the image to come in. Would I like it to be drawn in, or would I like it to move in? I'm going to pick move in just so that we can see the difference. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to make my image a little bit bigger as well, and maybe drag it over here to the side a little bit too. So I'm happy with that, but I want to know how long this is going to take, and maybe I would like to know, would I like to speed up how it comes in? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on play from the start up here on the right hand side. And I can see my character being drawn and then my text being drawn after that. And finally, I can see the hand pushing in the 9 elements of digital citizenship. So I'm thinking that maybe the character is a little bit slow when it's been drawn, and I'd like that to be sped up a little bit. So I'm going to come down and click on my character here on the left hand side, and I have 3 options. I have an element property, delete element, or hide element. So I'm going to click on element property, and that comes in, and I can see that it's taking 5 seconds for it to draw the character, and then there's a pause of half a second and a transition of a second. So maybe I want to reduce that by a second, and I'm going to click OK on that. So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to move on. You can see my emergency backup coming in there and saving it automatically for me, which is a good thing. I now want to go into each one of my elements in detail. So I'm going to start with digital commerce, and I've preloaded this image into VideoScribe. So I want digital commerce to come in, and I want some images to come in around it so I can explain what digital commerce is. I want this digital commerce image to be visible at all time. So I'm going to come down here and click on Set Camera to Current Position. This means that my camera won't be zoning in on any other images. It will allow the images to be drawn around digital commerce. So I'm going to bring in some new images around digital commerce. I'm going to bring in a plane because people pay for flights using digital commerce. And I'm going to drag that up there to the side, and I'm going to click on Set Camera to Current Position. I'm also going to bring in a hotel because, again, people use digital commerce to book hotels online, and I'm going to drag that over there, and I'm going to set camera to current position. I'm going to bring in an image of a gift because people often buy gifts online as well, and I'm going to put that down there and set camera to current position. I'm going to bring in a taxi app because people order taxis from their phones. I'm going to set camera to current position. And finally, I'm going to bring in an image of food. And I'm going to resize that and drag it over there and set camera to current position. So I want to see what this looks like now. I don't want to have to go back to the very start of my VideoScribe. I just want to see it from where I've created the digital commerce one. So I'm going to click on my digital commerce box down here at the bottom, and then I'm going to go up to the top right hand corner and click play from current element and see what it looks like. I'm going to stop it there because I can already tell I feel the images are coming in a little bit too slow and I'd like them to come in a little bit faster. So I'm going to click on the flight down here, go into element property, and I see that it's taken 4 seconds to draw the animation. I'm going to reduce this to 2 seconds. And then I'm going to click Save Change and open next element, and I'm going to change the hotel to be drawn in 2 seconds as well. I'm going to go forward to the next element, which is the present, and change that to 2 seconds. I'm going to change the mobile phone, the taxi app, to 2 seconds. And finally, I'm going to change the image of the food to 2 seconds, and I'm going to click OK. So I think I'm happy with that now. So the last thing I want to do is to add some voiceover. We recommend not adding voiceover until your VideoScribe is completely finished, but for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm just going to add voiceover onto the piece of the VideoScribe that I've created already. So I'm going to click on voiceover here, and you can see it says play scribe on record, and that's ticked. So it's going to play my scribe as I talk over it, and I can judge if my timing is right or not. And if I want to, I can go back in and I can edit my timing. So I'm going to click record, it's going to count me in, and then I'm going to speak my script. Digital citizenship refers to responsible technology usage, and teaching our students to be responsible digital citizens is very important. There are 9 elements to digital citizenship that teachers and students need to be aware of. The first one is digital commerce. Digital commerce is the electronic buying and selling of goods and services. Most of us have at some stage bought or sold something online, be it a flight, gifts, accommodation, equipment, tickets, clothing, or even groceries. We use online in order to pay for services such as takeout foods and taxis. So I'm going to click stop on that there, and it processes my audio. I can re-listen to my audio and see if I'm happy with it, and if I'm not, I can re-record it again. So I'm going to click that I'm happy with my audio, and it's going to add the audio to my VideoScribe. So I'm going to say that I'm finished with my VideoScribe now. So I'm going to click on save. I'm going to call it Digital Citizenship 9 elements. And I'm going to click OK. This saves my scribe, and as I said before, I can come back and finish this scribe, and I can finish doing the 9 elements when I have another chance to do this. When I'm finished all of this and I want to export my VideoScribe as an actual movie, I come up here and I click on download or publish VideoScribe video. When I click on that, it offers me a couple of options. I can download as a PowerPoint, I can share on Vimeo, I can publish on YouTube, I can get a share link or embed code, or I can download a video. So I'm going to download a video. It gives me a couple of options of the types of videos I'd like to save it as, so I'm just going to leave it at QuickTime Movie. You can see I've already named it, and it's going to be saved into my desktop. So when I click this here, it is then rendering my VideoScribe, and this takes a couple of minutes because it goes through the VideoScribe and it saves it as a video. So the very best of luck with that, and your video will then be ready to share with the wider world.